everybody, Jennifer Smith here from Hidden Garden Oasis. So I make these fridge pickles and my husband absolutely loved them, and he's been out of them for a while and he's like, please make me some more. So I was going to go ahead and make them today, and then I realized I told everybody that every time I do something that I would pop in for a video. So we are going to make fridge pickles today. Now, if you have the small pickling cucumbers, I know we're in winter right now, so unless you're in a warm area, you probably don't have any cucumbers growing. And I don't think there's even a warm area in all of the US right now. It's starting to warm up a little bit, but point is you don't have any probably handy. But I use these small ones when I make the pickles for him because they fit in the jar better without having to cut them up. So, and you're really going to be able to do this once your harvest comes in if you grow anything. So the first thing you want to do is you want to cut the ends off of both ends so that the vinegar and spices get soaked in there. All right, you're going to get a quart-sized mason jar like this. I don't have it all the way filled up because we have other stuff that we need to put in there. And I already have my brine made because it has to cool before you pour it in there. So we'll go over that in a minute. So let's get started. So you have your cucumbers, you wash them off, then you cut off the ends, and you fill up your jar, but I don't have it all the way filled up because I want to put everything else in there. The next thing we're going to do, and I'm going to move the camera down here so you can see what I'm doing, is I have garlic cloves, and I did the same thing. I cut off both ends. Make sure you don't have any of the, I like to call it paper, but it's not paper, the outside of it. Make sure that's taken off, and you just drop them in there. We are huge garlic lovers, so I put a bunch in there. He's gonna love that. I'm not a huge pickle person myself. I know. Why are you making pickles then? Because I love my husband. Alrighty. So you put your garlic cloves in there. You need 1 tablespoon of mustard seed. This is my mustard seed. Hope I got enough in here. 1 tablespoon. You know, I don't know if you're Christians or believe in God or not, but who knows what they say in the Bible about a single, oh, see if you can see it, mustard seed. You see how tiny that is? All you need is the faith of a mustard seed. And I can tell you right now, as somebody who has almost died and touched that, it's going to be all this, and touched that other side, if that has happened to you, you definitely have more faith than just a mustard seed. Let me tell you. Alright, the next thing you're going to need is a 1/2 teaspoon of peppercorns, whole peppercorns. I was trying to get it out of my big one, but apparently when you have the grinder on the top of it, it doesn't like you to open it. So it's a 1/2 teaspoon, so that's this. And remember, when you're making these things, you can put anything in here that you want. It's never wrong to pickle anything, so you can put onions in there, you can add, you know, peppers in there and make it spicy, make it sour, make it sweet. We're just doing regular dill pickles today. Next is going to be 1 tablespoon of dill. See, my dill, dry dill, I don't have any fresh because it's winter. Mine comes from my garden. So if you can see, it's not in like little tiny pieces like when you get it from the store. So we'll see how this comes out. Probably just gonna have to pinch it and say that's about enough. I mean, this is an important part of it. They're dill pickles. Try to break it up a little bit. See, this is what it looks like when you get it from your garden. Dry it yourself. Not the same, so I'm trying to break that down a little bit. And when I pour that stuff in there, I'll put a little bit more. I'm sure that's not going to hurt. He loves them. Alright. There's your dill. Added the garlic already. And then I'm going to go ahead and finish putting, if I can get them in there, the rest of my cucumbers. I had to cut some of them up in smaller pieces just to fill up the jar because they're a little big. Oh, I got another one over here that's big. Might have to cut this one up too. Let's see. This is the fun part, trying to get everything to fit in there. Because you also have to, I think I'm going to have to cut up some more. So you're also going to have to be able to, let me get my knife, make sure that all of your vinegar, your brine, is touching everything. So it's going to have some little pieces on the top here, looks like. Easy for him to reach his fingers in there. Alrighty. So now the brine. The brine consists of, you have to have an even ratio of vinegar and water. I am using apple cider vinegar because he's been on this kick where he takes apple cider vinegar and pickle juice, and I gave him a dropper bottle to mix it together, and he just takes like little shots of that, and he loves drinking pickle juice anyway. So it is, let's see if you can see it, 1 cup, I can't move it too much, of apple cider vinegar, 1 cup of filtered water, and then there is 1 tablespoon of salt. I use pink Himalayan salt, or you can use sea salt, and I use 1 tablespoon of organic sugar. We use Stevia in our house, but that's up to you what you want to use. And then you do a fast boil. So when it starts boiling, you turn it off and you let it sit for at least 15 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes. So we have done that. So now I'm going to pour it in here. We're going to try to make sure that I don't make a mess. Oh wait, I'm going to make a mess. Hold on a second. Let me put this in a better pour. I love this glass measuring cup. I made a mess here. Alright, so you're going to pour it in. Fill it to the top. Probably would have been perfect had I not spilled some of it. But anyway, you're going to want to make sure all your cucumbers are submerged in it. Then you're going to take the top and shake it up. Get up real good. Okay. Now, when you use apple cider vinegar, so when you're making your tinctures and stuff, if you've ever done any of my classes with me for the herbalism, you know apple cider vinegar is very corrosive. So you don't have to do this necessarily because we did add the sugar to help break down that acidity, but I'm still going to do it. Is add a piece of wax paper or parchment paper. So you'll take the lid off. Of course I don't have it near me, but I'll show you with this here paper towel. You'll take a piece of wax paper, parchment paper, you'll put it on there, and then you'll put the lid on top. That is just so your metal lid doesn't corrode and turn black and that stuff end up getting in your pickles. So I'll be doing that when we get off of this class just to make sure. And then you're going to put them in your fridge just like that. Now they need to sit in your fridge for about 24 to 48 hours. 48 hours is really the most recommended, but if you're anything like my husband, it doesn't usually last that long. But the longer they sit in your fridge, the more flavor they'll have because they're soaking it all up. And then what you can do is, as they're being eaten, is add more to the same jar. You just cut off the ends and stick them in there, and they'll continue to have fresh pickles. Just keep them refrigerated. Remember to do that. That's why they're called fridge pickles. And they're really yummy, apparently. Like I said, I don't eat pickles. I'm not a sour girl. I'm a sweet girl. I like sweet stuff. It doesn't necessarily like me, though. So that is how you make the fridge pickles. Try it. Let me know what kind of combinations you make and how you like it. And this is good for if you keep it refrigerated and keep just putting more cucumbers in there, you're good for a long time, at least a year, maybe longer, before you just make a new batch. But yeah, that's how you do it. All right, tomorrow, if you're coming to class, it's the rosemary class, and we are going to make an herbal hair rinse, which will help your hair be shiny and strengthen it and help stimulate your hair follicles. A lot of times, if we are stressed, we may lose some hair, or if we have any kind of autoimmune disorders, we may notice that we're losing some hair. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Central Time, right here. And then the ingredients and the measurements for these pickles are in the description, and I'll make sure everywhere I post this video, I will add those ingredients as well as the measurements for you. Okay, I hope you guys learned something. I hope you try it out if you're a pickle eater. And if you have any questions, just shoot me a message. And as always, thank you for allowing me to help you on your natural healing journey. Bye, everybody.